Okay, we're talking about JOGA. It's when you mix a little athleticism a la jocks with a little bit of yoga. And here's the one and only Jana. You're so beautiful, Jana.
Oh, thank you.
Jana Webb. It's not tough for you guys to have to work with this woman, and it's not tough for you to work with these super athletes from the Argos.
Exactly.
Please welcome Chad Owens and Andre Dury. So you guys are very into JOGA.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So tell us a little bit about why this helps you, because you've had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just prehab. We do a lot of stretching and dynamic stretching to keep our bodies ready to get into impact.
Okay, and how about for you, Chad, as a former MMA fighter? You really got to work every muscle group and ligaments.
Yes. And you know, for me, it's just about, you know, as much as work as we put into our bodies, you got to spend time on the recovery side as well. And with JOGA, it's a lot of active recovery for me, and that's what I love about it: keeping mobile, keeping flexible, but being able to be active while flexible. I think
Let's get started.
All right.
Okay, ready, Jana?
Yeah, so we're going to do just a move that helps stabilize and mobilize the knee. So we come onto one leg, and all we're going to, are you doing this?
Yeah,
all right.
My new thing, Jana, this week is exercising in a pencil skirt, coming to a DVD near you.
So we're going to bend the right knee, and then we do a quick inhale on the way up, and then exhale slow and control, and then inhale up.
So you're activating all your major muscles and balance?
At the same time, yeah. So athletes are always in movement, so we're always trying to create these movement patterns that they're doing on the field.
By the way, this is not easy. Is it best to focus on one spot if people are at home doing this right now?
Yes, focus on one spot, and then try to see everything in your peripheral as well, so see everything in your field of vision.
I believe I can fly.
And then we add some stuff into just to warm up the hip flexors. Again, everything that we're doing is always in movement, right?
So how long is a JOGA session?
You know, with these guys, honestly, I'm lucky if I get like 20 minutes with them, sometimes 25 minutes, because everybody wants their hands on them. The coaches want them, obviously. So if I get 20 minutes, I'm lucky.
Okay, show us some more.
All right, so another one we do is a lunge series, and then this is what they're talking about, the dynamic stretching. So the arms come up, and then we just lower down, and we come up onto the front of the foot.
So what's this doing?
So right here, well, that's doing not much.
Absolutely nothing. She's like, you are doing absolutely nothing with your posture and position.
No, you're doing good. But it's hard with the skirt. So what we're doing here with these guys is they're really pulling in their pubis bone, we call it. And what this does is it dynamically stretches the psoas and the hip flexor, which for these guys, they're always in this state of forward flexion.
But isn't that the same, not just with athletes, but all of us in the way we sit?
Exactly. So all of us, driving, sitting, holding on to babies, right? We all need to stretch this front line up. But the difference with these stretches is instead of a stretch where you sit there and hold, right, we're suggesting in movement, because we need to find this balance of strength and flexibility while they're playing their sport.
Okay, and what about all the neck tension we all have every day?
Jaw. So actually, the breathing. Yeah. So the like take an inhale. So that age, do it again, Dirk.
I'm glad I just had some mints, that's all I'm saying.
I just had a bunch of coffee. But that ha sound, so it's an actual technique. The H hits on the hard palate of the mouth, and the A hits on the soft palate of the mouth. So it's a technique to release jaw tension, which then releases all the tension along the spine, which then makes the athlete more agile, because if the spinal tension is released, they can move more freely in their body.
What else? We always hear about things like downward dog. Do you have like a JOGA downward dog?
Yeah, we do. Actually, these guys, so we do it from a plank position.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know this one.
Okay.
Now, but the difference is the understanding is that these bodies are tight. So we're going to bend the knees and then lift the hips up and back. And so in most traditional forms of downward dog, yoga teachers will sometimes ask you to bring your heels down towards the floor. And we're like, no, the hamstrings are tight. And with these guys, we want to keep the hamstring tight, because they need those tight muscles for the biomechanics to work.
Jana.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm just going to keep talking.
I hate to interrupt you. I mean, is the blood going to your head right now?
No. Can you lift your bum up a little higher?
We thought it. You said it.
You know what? I thought we were friends, Chad.
I love it.
So can you bend your knees a little more and lift your bum up a little higher? Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you spread your fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Chad, exactly.
Wow, I'm glad I applied deodorant today, too. JogaWithJana.com. Follow her on Twitter, @JogaWithJana, @ChadOwens2, and @AD32. I don't think I can move. We'll be back with more BT, and that's no joke.
No joke.
I'm out. This is hard work.